Traders, welcome back to the channel, and we're talking about NIO. I've been talking about NIO quite a bit, and that's because I believe EV is about to absolutely take off. Yeah, I'm pointing somewhere near the moon. Now, if you've been around the channel at all, you know I don't just hype stocks up. I'm brutally honest when it comes to my picks. I'm honest if we're going down, if I'm bearish, if I think we're going up, down, it doesn't matter. Whatever's going on, I'm straight to the point because on the channel, it's all about making money with stocks. I don't care which way we have to go, and I believe EV is heavily undervalued right now. I'm going to go into exactly why, and I'm going to give exactly why I believe based on the charts and the order flow going into NIO, why I am so bullish on this stock. Tesla is about to erupt, and I believe NIO will outperform Tesla this month alone. Just saying, you heard it here first, but let's not waste any more time. Like, subscribe, do what you have to do. Let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is go over the volume. That's what I'm covering right now. You can check this on Yahoo Finance. It's a super easy way to check how much volume was traded on the stock that specific day. So stay with me. If you have questions, ask down below. Let's get to it. So going into today and yesterday, pretty low trading volume, 67 and 71 million. Now you've seen the other days were a lot higher than that when we were getting that initial bounce back to the top. This is pretty important. We're getting low volume and we're consolidating and getting that next level push. We're gonna get into that here in a sec. Next, we're looking at the call to put flow going on cheddar flow right now. Now, what I want to focus on is the shorter term positions. You can see right here, this is the 9th, and then we have next week, the 16th. A lot going into the 16th. They're all on the call side of things. This week, they're kind of split down the middle. It's worth mentioning, I do believe some of these are hedges, just to take it into account. And the last thing before we get actually into NIO's chart is the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's looking absolutely beautiful. It looks like we're about to push all-time highs. We're still trending and consolidating going into tomorrow, Wednesday. That's worth noting. So we're getting that downward push, consolidating. I believe we're about to get that next level push back to the all-time high range, which is about 13.9 flat. That'll be all-time highs for the Nasdaq, a little bit above 13.9. But that's where we're looking to go right now. And if you look, we're consolidating as well on the OBV down here, getting that flag as well. I do believe volumes have to kick back in and the tech rotation is going to flow directly into EV. That's just my guess, and I'm feeling very confident. But now let's get into NIO's chart. So a super quick rundown from this whole move from the top to the bottom. From the bottom, we had that $3 push all the way to the top to 60, 67, 68 bucks right there, right? We had a full retrace all the way down to the 0.5 ratio, which typically leads us to that bottoming of the second wave down. So the one wave is the top, second wave coming down. So this is leading us to believe we may be starting another leg to the upside. Now, I'm not too siding with a wave theory. I'm not too big into that, but it's worth noting that's where we bounced at that 0.5 ratio, which typically leads to a pretty strong bounce. And then on top of that, we had the double bottom as well. So let's dig right into that as we zoom in a little bit here. Let's take a look. So you have the double bottom here and here. That's where the double bottom was happening. And I'm sorry if you were here yesterday. I'm just doing a really quick recap for anyone that is new on the channel. So what we're seeing now is a strong bounce from the support we talked about right here. Now let's zoom even closer into about the 15-minute candle to see the intraday candle, what's forming and what's going on. We mentioned the bull flag going on yesterday, this regression trend right here. And you see we're breaking and consolidating sideways now. This is what we wanted. We're consolidating sideways out of this channel, which is giving us the opportunity for entries. And right now, what I'm talking about is getting into options for myself personally. I'm already loaded up when it comes to long-term positions on NIO. I'm not considering selling those anytime soon, but options are where I'm going to make a bulk of my money in the short term. And I do see this getting a break above the weekly level as well as the monthly level as well, that 4150 range. I think this is going to really start to run and look very strong in the coming days. So as we look at that, and then we're going to come down and look at the OBV. As we look at the OBV, and if you don't know what the OBV is, it's the on balance volume. And typically this shows us how we're moving. This shows us even if the stock is dropping, it typically shows the actual volume on the stock. So we're actually seeing that volume decrease, which we went over on Yahoo Finance, which showed the volume was in fact decreasing, but we're still trending in a bullish way. That's very important to focus on. Even through the consolidation, we're still having an uptrend going on and we're dropping in volume, but we're still maintaining where we're at. Very important to know. So I want to expect and see a bounce going in directly to tomorrow, back to sideways to getting more upside pressure. Once we break this local high right here, I could definitely see us making that next push to 41, $42, give or take, pretty quick. And then from there, you want to see that 48.5 test. Now let's get back to the chart. Okay, so we're back on the 4-hour chart. So as you see, we got a rejection right there at that monthly level. We came down flagged, sitting above resistance, and I believe we're going to start pushing back up. Ultimately, from this range, the goal is to see a test of this $48 to $49 level. That's where I believe our target is near the end of April, and that's where I'm targeting this to actually go. So looking at options, short term, medium term, I'm looking for maybe the middle of May just to have some safe distance there, because I don't know if it's how long it's going to take us. But once we start running, I believe it's going to start moving very quick. Now I want to get into Tesla because NIO does in fact follow Tesla, and Tesla leads all EV. Okay, so as we look at Tesla, this is the clear cut resistance and support, about 690, 691, and on the day we actually held right above it. This is very good news for NIO and all EV in general. So what I believe is going to happen right now, we're seeing a clear flag on the downside, and I believe we're consolidating sideways. EV all looks the same. It all looks very primed. If the Nasdaq can hold up, I believe the rotation will flow out of the big techs, Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, back into the smaller caps and into the EV sector. Over the past 2 months, we've basically seen consolidation and retracement as a whole from the EV sector, mainly since the middle of January, straight to the downside pressure. EV is due for a major run, and I am not going to be missing out here. So Tesla, I definitely see this making a push. A lot of people are asking me, do I see Tesla pushing back to 800? Hard to say, but when you have someone like Cathie Wood dumping money into Tesla, and that's why I mentioned she's probably not going to get into NIO anytime soon right now, it's because she'll be overexposed because she dumped so much money directly into Tesla. That's so important to know. But I do personally believe NIO will outperform Tesla in this coming month. That's worth noting. 48.5 is my target, and that will outperform Tesla even if we hit 800 bucks. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I love. Coming back into NIO, I just want to wrap up my thoughts just so you can see them as clear cut as possible. I want to see this move start trending and then get a push and break above 40.5 tomorrow. I don't necessarily need to see this 41.5 push this week, although it is highly possible, and I would even say probable. Going to the end of the week, we start to push this 41.5 target near the monthly open of April. I could see us pushing even higher than that this week alone. If we get above 41.5, I'd be extremely happy mounting that before the start of next week. Again, I think the whole month of April is going to be very strong for tech, and I think the flow of the Nasdaq will eventually start to push directly into EV. If you have any questions or any counter arguments, please comment down below. I would love to answer and talk about it. All right, traders, so that's going to wrap up my thoughts on NIO. Overall, the consensus is that EV as a whole is going to do very well. It's important to know I see NIO outperforming Tesla and the competition overall. Now, with XPEF and Li Auto, those could potentially do just as well, maybe even outperform, but I do believe NIO is the leader in that space, specifically in China. With battery swapping, Cathie Wood has confirmed this, and that's her consensus on the plays as well. So NIO is where I'm putting my money right now. Overall, the chart looks absolutely outstanding. I'm looking to enter options going into tomorrow. Remember, this is not financial advice, but if there's anything that I could recommend that you look at, is watch for the Nasdaq, because the Nasdaq needs to remain on this uptrend right now, continuing to those all-time highs, and then I believe EV will follow, performing very well. And I want to reiterate, I think NIO performs the best out of all the EV plays right now. They are so beat up, they continue to perform, and they are dominating in China, and they only have expansion on the horizon. You are getting them at dirt cheap prices. I would be a fool to not mention how much I love NIO, and this is one of my largest plays in the long-term portfolio. I feel it's very safe, and I feel like it has a lot of opportunity for growth in the portfolio in the near-term future. Also, if you want to see every single trade I'm getting in, the Discord link is down below. But if you don't want to pay for anything, completely understand. I provide tons of free content every single day here on this channel. I'm doing live streams, everything like that, so make sure you tune in. You already know the drill. Like, subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a good one, traders. Namaste.